Listen well, brother. I'm listening.
If you haven't already, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.
There can be only one.
I'll answer the question. You want answers?
I think I'm entitled.
You want answers?
I want the truth!
You can't handle the truth!
Greetings, one and all, and welcome to YouTube Talk / Win with the Fandom / Let's have Squeeka on and laugh a whole bunch for an hour.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm super awesome, nervous, great, fantastic, excited. Let's do this.
Bouncing up
look,
and
it's
down
been
in
an
your
hour
chair.
already.
Squeaka, 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 squeaka.
I mean, I come by the nickname honestly. Like I do squeak when I sneeze. If I'm in pain, I don't say "ow." I do kind of make this weird. It's an honest name. I've been known as Mouse for 87 years now.
I don't, not 87. No, I don't think so.
I'm probably missing a digit. You're right. It's like 187, but I don't like people think I'm too old.
Oh, don't be nervous.
Oh, oh, sure. That always makes it better. Don't be nervous. It's just Loki. What could happen?
Oh, Lordy. Good
It's
morning,
just half
everybody.
Earth's population watching. It's okay.
A Dig Outlaw is like, Squeeka!
Good morning.
Morning. You have a fan base.
I don't know how. I don't really do anything. I love you too, Arwen. It's Arwen's fault that I'm here. Let's be honest.
Blame Avalon 19.
I mean, I
Oh,
mean, my first venture on YouTube was like on T-shirted Historian's channel way back in the day. He's a friend that I've known for a long, long time, and
aw, I didn't know
Arwen,
that.
mhm, yeah, oh gosh, yeah, I've known him for a long time. Um, but I don't know. Arwen was one of the first people that was like really nice to me, and she just has such a welcoming presence that I'd never done YouTube. I've done online things before. I used to be an online DJ, but I've never done like YouTube. And she just like, I don't know, she made it all better.
She's
That's
like
why.
the brightest ray of southern sunshine you ever
I
shall
know.
meet.
So yeah, it's Arwen's fault. Blame Arwen.
Blame Arwen. Yes, finally somebody gets it. Someone besides Loki. Everywhere I turn, I something happens. It's Loki's fault. Bad
Oh no, I
weather,
blame
can't
you for
get
the
in
other
the
stuff. It's
condition.
okay.
Loki's fault. Someone please blame Arwen.
But yeah, good talk.
Good talk. Good talk. And I was blaming Arwen. I was blaming Arwen last night. So my good friend Daryl the Derelict invited me on to hang out and talk Dark Tower last night. And I went to uh, well, he played the intro and then was still laughing after the intro stopped. And I'm like, dude, how the hell did you do that? And he's like, I don't know what you're talking about, Loki. And I realized that I had the YouTube app open on my computer and I was hearing the after effects of the intro from the tab. And I was like, damn it, I got hit by Avalon 19. I pulled an
Oh,
Arwen. Pulled
that's
an Arwen. I had the video playing in the background and I could hear it. And I didn't know what was going
I didn't know that particular malfunction had a name. So now I know what to call it when it happens to me.
Yes, it is
I've
Avalon 19.
I've been Avalon 19.
Yes.
It's even worse when you have it on in a tab and you get distracted because you're waiting for the show to start, and then you're like 18 tabs deep and you don't remember where your tab is, and it just starts talking and scares the living daylights out of you, and you're like, "Oh, hold on, that's right, I was watching something. Where did it go?"
Yep. And that happens to me in the morning because now we we shuffle the crowd over to um to Machini in the morning. Speaking of the
Mhm.
devil, and he speaking of the devil, when he show up here, I'll get to that in just a second, Machini. But we move everybody over, the audience over to Machini in the morning, and sometimes I'll forget about that and I walk away from my computer and I'll be doing
Oh,
something. I'm trying to get ready for something. It's after the show. Maybe I'm making a bowl of cereal or something. And I start hearing talk and I'm like, who the hell is that? Where's that coming from? And then, and you hear, Valhalla Berg, and I'm like, oh my God, what the hell just happened? Mahogany sends a $5 super chat and says, hail to my two favorites. Love y'all and the chat.
love you too, Makini.
Thank you.
Although we were discussing that there's this really cool clap audio file that Loki has that you should borrow, Makini.
Okay. Oh man. Thank you so much, Marketing Draws. I wanna really quick before we get started, before Squeak and I get started, I want to big thank you to the people that are watching these streams after the fact. Sagadorp9 sent a $20 super thanks for the live stream we did yesterday. Thank you so very much, Sagadorp9. Thank you to everybody that watches these streams after they're over. It's something I guess I just never expected people to watch them after. So
Well,
thank you so much.
I'm like I said, I'm guilty of that. I watch a lot of streams after the fact, um, because there's just if there's something going on or I can't catch it at the time or what have you. And there's just this community as a whole has so much help and so much that they do for people. And it's not just that. There's like the just the laughter and the camaraderie. Like sometimes I'm guilty of listening to them more than once. You just get a favorite one or something and you're like, you know what, I need a little pick me up, and then you'll go back and listen to something.
Yeah, because it made you laugh
Absolutely.
or it made you feel good, or I
Mhm.
don't know. I just never expected that with this, I guess. There are live streams and there are videos I listen to all the time. Guys, if you've ever heard of Text the Black Pants Legion, I remember getting that Battletech bug and I want to hear about cool things in Battletech, I go over and listen to him.
Mhm.
I listen to Mike. I listen to Snow Dub. If I want a really good laugh, I'll listen to Snow Dub. I just can't do the ones that I'm on. I can't re-listen to any of the shows I'm on. I don't know
Oh,
why.
I'll never listen to any one of the ones that I'm on. I I can't stand the way I sound. So don't ever. I won't go back and listen to this. I'm sorry. I appreciate it though. I'm glad to be here.
Well, I don't do that either. I don't listen to any of the shows I'm on. I don't really listen to any of that. And I'm told, well, you need to because you'll learn something or something. Something will hit you and you'll say, I need to do better about this. You don't understand. I will do that through the whole video. Everything I say, everything I do, everything that comes out of my mouth, I'm like, I should have said this or I should have done this. And I start over analyzing everything and it gets in my head. Yeah,
Oh,
I don't want to do that. So,
yeah. Overthinking is serious bad juju. I do that a lot too.
Southern Viking says I have a face for radio and a voice for silent films, so I completely understand.
Yeah. I say that too a lot when I used to DJ. I'd be like, no, 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 I got a face for radio, y'all. Y'all don't understand. I got a face for radio. I leave my house with a burlap sack on.
So when did you start like listening to everybody? I'm not talking about YouTube itself. I mean, I've been listening to YouTube since 2007, but I listen to it more now, I think, than I ever have before.
Um,
What brought
well,
you in? What got you in?
I really wasn't a big YouTuber at all. I had like a couple of British people that I would watch, but that's about it. And then, like I said, I'm friends with T-shirted, and he started doing stuff, and it was nerdy, and I wanted to support him. So I was like, "Hey, I'll go watch this." So I started watching his, and then he's like, "Well, why don't you come on?" And I'm like, "Oh heavens!" But it was for him, so I was like, "Sure, sure, I'll do this." And then I don't know, I just found a lot of awesome people. I mean, I will be 100% honest with you. I don't feel like I fit in with all of y'all amazing gods and goddesses that wander these YouTube halls. But I'm happy to just be like a little handmaiden that gets to sit in the corner and listen because I think y'all are amazing. And I don't know. Then I just kind of just started listening, and y'all are great people. It's like when you go and watch your favorite movie. I don't know how to explain it.
Like watching it again and again.
Mhm. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, and sometimes it's, I don't get to catch every show or every YouTube or anything like that. I don't know. And then I just started talking to people in chat, and then that kind of grows to like going to this person's channel and watching what they do, and then this person goes off and then you watch what they do, and um you just try to follow everything. And then like I said, I do a lot of like listening when I'm just sitting at work doing paperwork or whatever. Um and then every now and then, like, people will be like, hey, why don't you come on stream? And I don't know, I it's really random when I do it. I'm like, okay, sure, why not, let's live a little.
Arwen says we're all from the island of misfit toys. This is where we all fit in, Squeaky. You know what's funny? I've got a box of business cards around here. I don't know where they are, but they're somewhere in this office. And it says Valhalla. Bottom of the card, it says Valhalla, where the misfits dwell. And that is so very right, Arwen. That is absolutely positively correct. What
Yeah, and
kind of go
I
ahead.
I'm like that. I'm the person that goes to like the store or whatever, and there's that like th- thing or whatever that's broken, and I'll be like, "Oh, you need to get home." So I'll buy it and I'll take it home and fix it. So I totally live in an island of misfit toys.
Do you think that's what brings a lot of us together? Is that we're all kind of either living in the island of misfit toys or on our way there?
Of course. I mean, that's what attracts people to people, and it's a part of a relationship system, whether it's like friendships, relationships. Like I do a lot with behavior for my job, and a lot of people they just want a connection. And when you meet somebody that you understand and they understand you, and it's a just a comfortability thing. It's like when you're little and you make eye contact with your parents and they sing you a nursery rhyme. It's the calmest and happiest time of your life. And that's what we do for one another. It's we provide that connection even over the vast internet. There's something we say, there's the way we say it, and that makes the other people that are around us go, you know what, these are my people. So yeah, I think it is because we're all a little bit misfitty and we see ourselves in one another.
No, I absolutely agree. Absolutely agree. What besides T-shirt, what was the first I know you watched Machiny a lot. And I think that's where I met you was over at Machini's.
Hmm.
I think it is. I think so.
Well,
Not
yeah, I mean,
100% sure.
it was probably Maki because Makani was on T-shirted too. And on one of the early streams, like I'm just sitting there and we're all talking, and I still, oh, I'm gonna tear up. I still cry to this day. Like I'm just some random nobody, and then Makani's like, "Oh, look, I'm gonna draw this mouse girl," and I'm like, "What the what? Nobody's ever drawn a picture for me before. What the heck?" So, so I was like, "Oh my gosh!" And I just love his art style. So I started watching, and I mean, this was after I'd been watching him, but and then he started the drawing. But I just like his art style, and I think it's amazing. And Makani and I have talked a little bit about art styles we like and things like that. And but yeah, I don't know. I just a lot of these like Arwen and Makani, I are just people that I found on T-shirted stream, and I've just kind of branched out and watched lots of different people. Yay!
So yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, no, no. It's yay.
Sorry, still nervous.
I was gonna ask this and then I thought about it and then I was gonna
Hmm.
ask it and then you were like, yay, and I was like, crap. Um,
Hmm.
who's your favorite?
Who's my favorite? Those little robots in your intro.
I've got those little robots sitting here. So I've got those little
Uh,
robots sitting here somewhere in this
who's
office
my
that I can't
like my
find
favorite
anything.
YouTuber?
Who's your favorite to listen to? Who do you turn to where you're like, you know what? I need to smile. I need to smile. So I'm gonna listen to this person.
Oh, that's tough because I mean it just. Mm, to me, YouTube is like music to me. I'm so all over the place, and it just
Oh, I know that.
100% depends on my mood. Um, oh, it just depends. Like, so the anniversary of like my dad's death was last week, and I was just so sad. I couldn't sleep, and I remembered that it was like one of our first streams. I went back and listened to one of Arwen's first streams on um, just grief and loss and what and just all kinds of random stuff. So but then there's times when I'll just pop over and I like listening to Mads and Makini and Bruce, and they're always good for a laugh. And uh I just I don't have a favorite. It's hard to pick just one. um
You don't
I
have
mean,
to.
it's
That's great.
there's
I'm the
times
same
I've
way.
had shows where it's like, I don't know, like even just listening to like even when you have like you and Mexican Iron Man on, or like it's just like blurbs of people, like I need to hear this particular sound in this particular person's voice right now, and I just need that in my head, like in my background noise, if that makes sense. It's kind of like you need a particular beat or sound, or
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
know.
no, I'm all over when it comes to music, I'm all over the map. I love
Hmm.
orchestra, I love new orchestra, I love techno, I love like dubstep, I love Daft Punk, I love metal. Um,
Hmm.
there's all of this music. I love soundtracks. Over half my vinyl collection is nothing but soundtracks from movies and TV shows and all kinds of stuff. And there's just like, okay, I pull out the record boxes, and I'm like, what am I in the mood for? I'm gonna listen to that. And I
Yeah.
might listen to that for an hour. I might listen to it for one song and then be like, you know what, I'm going to something else. Yeah, no, it's a perfect analogy of listening to music.
And sometimes I don't listen, and it's not, people are like, oh well, it's when you're sad you listen to the lyrics, or when you're happy you listen to the song. It's not like that even for me. Like sometimes it's just I need this particular tonal beat in the back of my head while I'm doing these other things.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I like if you're cleaning the house, you're working on something, you need
Hmm.
inspiration about something. Yeah, no, exactly.
You
And
know, in our way.
every once in a while, you take a moment to dance and sing while something's going on when you get really
Hmm.
inspired by something.
And that's what I'm saying. Like that's part of it too. Is uh, I'm very like I have what's called synesthesia, where sounds are feelings. um, there's like particular sounds that happen that actually feel like something to me, like like it feels like a nail poke or something. Like it's really hard to describe, but sometimes I just need a sound going in the back of my brain. And um there's times when I'll listen to people on YouTube just for their voice. Not that it's like, oh, listen how they sound, oh my goodness. It really
Yeah,
is, it really is just, I need you to talk in the back. I have no idea what they're saying, no idea what they're talking about. Nothing. It's just the sound of that voice is what I need right now, if that makes sense.
yeah, no, absolutely, it absolutely does. No, before this show started, I was listening to Snow Dub do his Taco Tuesday with Mike because I missed it last night. So that was my wake up. That was me like waking up and toning everything out and taking time to, have a bowl of cereal and drink my morning shake and take my medicine. And there's like I have a certain rhythm that I do in the morning. And but I gotta be listening to something. Otherwise it's dead quiet because I don't have the crazy one running around talking her head off most of the time. She's already gone. So the other half's already gone, or already off doing something. So it's like dead quiet here. I can't just sit in dead quiet. I got to have something. So I
Hmm.
listen to something.
Yeah, I
Now
have my alarm go off
she
to
was
music.
here. This morning she was here, so she was walking around like, "Hi, Snow. Hi, Mike." And I'm like, they're on the phone. You can't. They're on the phone. They can hear me. I'm like, no, it's Taco Tuesday on Snow's channel. Oh, they're live. They can hear me. No, they can't. Yeah. Love you. Go play.
Now, do you have a favorite?
Um, no. Hmm. Yeah, but it's not going to be anybody, and it's not going to be somebody anybody knows. So, well, one or two people that I have been like, you got to listen to this guy. So, and there's some stuff he kind of inspired me about. So, because I felt like I wasn't stating it clearly enough and being matter of fact. This is the way it is. Hippity hoppity, get the hell off my property. Loki. So his name's Tex. He's from the Black Pants Legion. A great YouTuber. If you want to call him a YouTuber, he's more of like a BattleTech historian. He's got 2 3 hour uploads where he's talking about history of BattleTech and he doesn't just sit there and read. You can tell he's not sitting there just reading off a piece of paper, doing it just because, or doing it because he wants to get a view. There is passion, there is fire, there's anger, and he gets his point across really well. So
That's awesome. See, those are the best kind. Is when you can like, that's your misfit. Like these are the kind of people that they have that quality that you can learn from, and you see yourself in them, and how like those are the best people.
yeah. Saj Melody says, Loki, name any country in the world I can give you a heavy band to listen to. Norway.
Oh, that's awesome. Just start a list. Can you
There's a little band that not a lot of people know about called Amon Amarth, and they're one of my favorite bands. They do a song called Twilight of the Thunder God, which is all about the death of Thor. So yeah, absolutely great.
Wait, there's a joke that one of my best friends and I have for Norse mythology, because I like to navigate when my friends play games. I'm not I'm a gamer, but I prefer like memorizing the map and navigating. And so I would navigate, and she called me her little Mimi. It's short for Mimir. It's this little. I'm sure you know Norse mythology. It's the head on the stick
Yeah.
that Odin had.
Yes. Mimir.
Yeah, that's the only that's the deity that my friend called me all the time. I'm like, I don't know if that's flattering or not, but thanks.
No, that's cool. That's cool. Mimir's cool.
Mimir's cool. Doesn't get hungry. He's just a stick.
He's just a head on a stick.
Yeah,
Some people
but
are
a
like,
smart
how
one.
did? Yeah, a very, very, very smart one. A very, 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 very smart.
I'm just adequately enough smart. I'm good enough. I mean, if you get me talking about my work, oh, I sound like I'm really smart.
Okay, so do you? Is that would that be something you would want to talk about?
I don't. I mean, it's up to you. I don't want to bore anybody, but I'll talk about anything.
No,
Anything.
I don't want to get too personal. And if there's anything you don't that I'm like, hey, what about this? That you just be like, let's talk about this, Loki.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if there's something I don't want to talk about, I'll just make strange noises at you and move on to something else.
That's what they call her Squeeka.
What? Why am I
I
called
said,
Squeaky?
hence why they call her Squeeka. She'll make funny noises at you.
Oh, yeah. But so I teach, and I teach 3, 4, and 5-year-olds that are mostly nonverbal. They teach them how to functionally communicate. So a lot of my job is behavior and communication. Like that's what I do. I analyze little tiny people and make them angry and torture them.
I make him angry.
I
Use your words.
do. I do. You know, when you see a kid throw a fit in a store or whatever, and the parent waits it out, I do that a lot. Sometimes it gets aggressive, and you just kind of wait it out still some more. But
Is
yeah,
is is that more common than people think?
kids getting aggressive.
No, kids not being verbal.
Here lately, yes and no. It's kind of always been around. It's just more noticeable because we see people more. There's not a lot of rural areas where, you had your kid that, oh, well, that kid just slow. They mean well. You know what I mean? Like you see more people. So you see this happen a lot. But I mean, yeah, we get pretty full class sizes. And, most of my children are on a spectrum. So um, autism, I don't know the reason behind it, and I don't get into the politics of it. I just treat it in a way. But there's a lot more children with autism, and So yeah, we see it a lot, and it's part of it is just the parents. They don't know how to deal with it, and their kid just doesn't talk, and they just try to wait it out, and then their child is 3 and not saying anything, and they're like, oh well, okay, this isn't good. So yeah, we see a bit of it.
So YouTube's kind of like an escape from that too, a little bit, isn't it?
But see, I don't. My Everybody says my job is hard. People think I'm some kind of saint. It's not hard to me. It's not. It's amazing. It's beautiful. I love the fact that I'm allowed 4 hours out of this person's day with their child, and they trust me with their little person, and I get to help the parent and the student learn each other. And I mean, parents cry when their kid starts communicating with them, and it's not hard. I don't need an escape from that necessarily. I i use YouTube to escape more the what life has done to me than I need it to escape from my work, if that makes sense.
It does. No, it does. And in a way, your work is kind of escape from all the normal humdrum rushing around BS because you're there with the kids.
Kind of, yeah. I I mean, I grew up in absolute hell. Like it is, I could tell you scary stories. Because of that, I told myself I would never be that kind of person. I know what it's like to not be loved. I know what it's like to be alone, to not be understood. And that's what I want to do. I want to make sure that no matter what, if I can make one person smile, if I can make my kids feel loved, if I can help these parents, like I don't know. Sorry, it sounds really sappy.
No, 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 no. Please continue. No, no, that doesn't sound sappy at all. It gets us. It gets us a little look behind this wonderfully drawn avatar you've got on the screen.
Oh, I didn't draw it. I found this on the interwebs and thought it was cool. I could draw stick figures. That's about what I can. I can draw flowers. Like that's about my extent, of my drawing ability.
Because
But
it
no, and
gives
it
us a little
bothers
look
me.
behind that.
And I guess the hardest part is it bothers me in this arena. There's so many fake people. And the thing that bothers me the most is I already feel like I'm fake, even though I'm not. But it's hard when you really want to do these things. And like I don't joke when I tell y'all that y'all are amazing. To me, y'all are these gods of people and goddesses that y'all get out here and y'all do these things and y'all share who y'all are, and it's just beautiful who you are and what you do. And that's not fake. Like I believe that to my core. And I don't like it when people think, oh, well, you're just chasing clout or you're just, and that's why I don't do a lot of shows and I don't get on places because I don't want people to think I'm not part of this community in that way. I don't want to be a creator. I just want to tell y'all how amazing y'all are because sometimes it's hard to see that for yourself.
Oh, it is. No, it absolutely is. I used to think that when I started here at YouTube, was 2007, 2008. I know I'm coming up on like a big anniversary here in like a couple months. Before I ever did Mornings of Mischief, years before that, someone encouraged me to use my voice and to talk to people. She said, "You've got an amazing voice. You should be using it." I said, "No one wants to listen to me.
I say that all the time too.
No one wants to listen to me. Oh my God. No one wants to hear my voice. No one's ever going to listen to me. Go away. I love you. Thank you, but go away." And now I do this Monday through Friday. So sometimes we don't see what we have in ourselves. We're blinded to it while the people are not. Sometimes that can be a good thing. Sometimes it's a bad thing. Sometimes it keeps us from letting our egos run away with us. If you even have an ego.
Do I have an ego? I, I honestly no.
Exactly.
I don't, and I'm not trying to like. Oh well, she's so. It's not that I'm trying to be humble. I don't. I wasn't made that way. I was.
Yeah.
I mean, I wasn't. I was hit the ground running, and I was taught that I had a responsibility. I didn't matter, and I'm just here to fix things. Like I'm just here to take care of things. And then when you get older, I've done so much. I don't want you to sound like a crazy lady. I trust me. I've gone to so much work and done so much, just internal processing and self-help and all of this stuff to not be crazy. But it does. It leaves you with this sense of non-ego-ness. I
Yeah.
don't have that.
Hell,
I guess it's
Mike
good.
had the Mexican Iron Man had to like bash it into my head that it's okay to take a compliment. You're not going to be like, no, just take the compliment and move on and say thank you very much, and don't make a giant big deal out of it. We all know you're humble, Loki. I'm like, oh my god, I don't.
I do say thank you. I've gotten good at saying, "Oh, thank you so much." I'm not gonna lie though, in my head, I'm like, oh, you have no idea." I just don't say that part out loud anymore.
I'm not worthy. I'm not worthy. It's immediately. I think of the
Yes.
Wayne's World thing. Yeah.
But yeah.
But we are. We are.
Well, you are.
You know, you are too. No, you are too. No, don't even try and get away with that. So
They are.
You helped out a really good friend of mine when they were really down. I don't know if you know that or not. I know it's something that I'm springing on you here on the show live that we didn't talk about backstage and we didn't talk about in DMs, but you helped out a really, really good friend of mine when he was in a really bad spot. He thinks about that because we talked about that the other day. He said that message from Squeeka, just to know that, I'm not the only one who's gone through this. She had someone in her life that had gone through this. He goes, that helped a lot, and that kept me on the ball. And I was like, well, that's great, dude. You need to tell her that. And he's like, oh no, I couldn't do that. I couldn't do that because oh, and I'm like, dude, just tell her. And no, she don't want to hear from me. And I'm like, oh my god. So I can't throw my brother under the bus, but I can tell you that you affected someone very positively. You made them have a little hope when they didn't know if they had any. So thank you.
Well,
very much.
I mean, they're very welcome. Your friend is very welcome. And I'm always, I tell people this, and it sounds weird and creepy stalkery, I promise, but I'm not creepy stalkery. I don't, I genuinely understand. I know what it's really like. And I always tell people, I'm here. I love listening, not for the sake of, oh, tell me all your juicy gossip so I can tell people. And it's not like that. I get it. I know what it's like to be absolutely alone. And even just want somebody to just give you a hug or just say hi, something, and then it doesn't happen. And I never, ever want people to be in that situation, ever. So if I can sit here and make myself available to people that I don't even know and say, look, I'm here, period, bam, just whatever. I want people to know they're never, ever, ever alone because that sucks.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And I know that very well. And sometimes people are so afraid of that, that they will accept or they will agree almost anything just so they don't have to feel like that. And that
Hmm.
sucks even worse
Yeah.
because that's where I was. That's where I was 4 years ago when I started this in the mornings. That's where I was. I damn near agree with anything. And the one thing I stood up for was this show. I said, no, I'm not going to quit. No, I'm not going to do that. No, I'm not going to. This is helping. It's almost like I'm doing physical rehab for my soul. I'm not going to stop. That was a point of contention. And it was either that or they're going. And I said, well, then you can go.
Yep.
It
And
made
stuff
me
like
stick
that,
up
that
for
that
myself.
sucks when that happens, when you think you're in a place that's supposed to be secure, and then the minute you start growing or you become more of a person and you don't need them anymore in that kind of way, instead of growing with you and saying, I'm proud of you, they're like, oh, no, 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 I need your total dependency. So too bad, so sad. I'm going to walk away because you've got your own self now. And that should
Yeah.
never happen. You should be surrounded by people like y'all. I mean, like, if I were to just, you know, constantly be a guest and all of a sudden I started my own channel, none of y'all would be like, oh, no, 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 no. You can't have your own channel because you're taking content from, you know what I mean? Like, y'all would never do that. Y'all would be like, grow, go, 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 go.
Yeah. Grow. Strike while the iron is hot. Yeah. Go after it. Go
Yeah.
forth. Because that's what I got told. Go forth. The first live stream, I was go forth, Loki, and create content. Just do it my way. What do you mean? I go commando. I was like, oh, okay.
We're supposed to wear pants? I wasn't told this. Hold on. I need a moment.
You have to wear pants while you're live streaming?
Oh, snap. I didn't bring my pants.
That's right. We rise together, author Stephen Walt and Keely Chow. No, that's right. That's right. And there are going to be people that sometimes feel like you aren't worthy of what you're getting. And you've got to just ignore those people and do your thing. Because for whatever reason, they've decided to be a little jealous. And that's their problem. It's not your problem. Don't make it your problem.
Yeah. Well, and that goes with that saying, like, we rise together, but you also sink together. You have to pay attention to who you're attached to and where you're going with this particular crowd. Because while we may rise together, if you're attached to unsavories that have not your best interest, you're going to sink
That's
with
right.
them.
That's right. And they love misery together. And that's the problem. It's one of the things I've talked about more often than not in the show. There are
I love
people.
mousery. Does that count?
Okay, I that we can do that. We can do mousery.
Yes! Rah!
Oh, she just scared the lion, ladies and gentlemen. The lion just ran off with his tail tucked between his legs. That's all I can see when she went
Lions for
"Rawr,"
breakfast.
is the little lion, like, ooh, Leo the lion running and tucking his tail between his legs and running from the little mouse.
I mean, I have moments. I can be ferocious. I've picked up a car before. I can do things.
You picked up a car?
I sure did. Well, kind of. I like held a car and lowered it so it wouldn't fall. But yeah, I did. Did. I've vaulted onto a horse. I've done things. Adrenaline, yo, magic.
I actually did pick up I picked up the back end of a Ford Escort
Oh no, this
and
is an
moved it.
'83 Buick Skyhawk.
Mm. Yeah, I don't know about that. The Escort was bad enough. The Escort was
Well,
bad enough.
I was I had been driving down this White Rock Road in the country, and I had my vents on full blast, and I sneezed, and this was, back in the 1900s. I was in high school, and like 1910, something like that. Uh, so, like, I hit this pothole. The car went in the ditch. It went on its side, and I just remember I was so terrified of getting in trouble. Like, that was one of the things you didn't want to have happen. Um, that I climbed out of my car, slid down the trunk, removed the brush, got under my car, and just kind of walked it down. Like, I held on to the undercarriage and like lowered it. And
Really?
yes, and then I drove to work. and went to work, and I had little cuts on my hands from like the underbody. But yeah, I did. And to this day, like my friends will be like, "How did you do that?" I don't know. I don't. I just remember thinking, "I can't get in trouble. I've got to get this car down. I've got to get to work. I can't get in trouble." Like, so I did. So yeah, I'm not afraid of lions. I mean, like I've done crazy things in my life like that.
Has anyone here helped you through a hard
Anyone here? Oh, all of y'all have. Like like I said earlier, just listening. Just there's times Makani will say things, or Arwen, or you, or like just in different moments, I'll be listening to a stream and I'm like, oh, dang it, that's what I needed to hear today. Like, what, like y'all weird telepathic individuals, how did y'all know? That's why I like listening to y'all, because it's y'all are the kind of people that you get out here and you're so authentically yourselves that it's like just these little messages, and you don't know what's going to hit when, but it does.
Yeah.
And so I appreciate, like, all of y'all have helped. Like, you don't understand how much all of y'all have helped in this past year. Like, it's been amazing, and I appreciate it.
Yeah, and pretty much I'm with you. I give, as far as like the authenticity goes, usually people get the benefit of the doubt from me in the beginning. And the more I get to know them, the more I listen, the more I observe, um, the more I'll come to realize, okay, this person really is, they they don't just walk the walk, they talk the talk. They um, do everything like they say they do. Because sometimes, you like you said, some people can be your downfall. You run into somebody and they seem great and they do not have your best interest at heart. They only care about themselves. And that's I guess that's the hardest thing I've had to find out and deal with here, is that not everybody is as genuine as they put themselves out to be. And it's always wonderful when you meet someone like you, like Arwen, um, like Snowdub, who I mean, God, he's like six different puppets, but it's all Snowdub. They're all part of Snowdub.
It's Snowdub has a special place in my heart. Like, he was one of the first creators that I actually reached out to. Um, Back in the day, I'd been on T-Shirted's channel, and I'd met him through T-shirt. I mean, like I said, I met everybody through there, and the I don't know why, I had just had this, like, it was his birthday and I wanted to do something, and everybody talks about how awesome he is and things, and I'm like, "Well, I wanna I wanna do something for his birthday." Like, it was a big deal, and everybody was talking about it. I'm like, "Oh, I like birthdays." So he was one of the first people I did something for, and that's kind of another point too, and I was like, I kinda like this. Like, I kind of like helping and being a part of this community and stuff. So Snowdub is really awesome. I mean, Mr. Cool's my favorite puppet, only because I like snowmen. Hate snow, but love snowmen.
He says, "I'm not the horse." I can see him doing that too. He's like, "I'm like the." It goes from a smile and "Hey everybody" to that blank dark look where he's like, "I'm not the horse. Don't compare me."
But I don't like to help people, and it's weird when people say thanks back, because I don't do it. I don't. If I help somebody, usually I'm like, don't tell anybody. I
Yeah, shh.
don't, because I don't want people to think I'm doing it to get something. I don't want the recognition. I don't care. I just
Yeah,
want people to smile or feel comfortable or be happy, or you know I don't. I mean, I appreciate your friend, saying that he he was helped in a certain situation. Like I appreciate hearing that, and it's good to know that I was helpful. But I don't do it for that. I do it just to be there. Like
Yeah.
that's the only reason I do it. Oh, hi, Max.
I told him, I was like, you really need to be telling her this. No, I couldn't do it. And I'm like, oh my God. I'll tell her. No, you better not. Well, I'll find a down low way of doing it later. When
Better
she doesn't
not.
know who the hell I'm talking about. Right? Yeah, I'm like, yeah. I'm sure you have no idea who I'm talking to.
No idea.
And if he's listening right now, he'd be like, you son of a bitch. Yeah.
You didn't know. You son of a bitch. It's all one word. You son of a bitch.
Son of a bitch. Oh,
I mean, I'll get
man.
on any stream that has a Texas flag at the beginning. I mean, let's be honest.
Yes. I'd love that. When I thought about that, I was like, dude, I'm back in Texas. I grew up in Texas. I'm back in Texas. I'm going to sport that Texas flag. And
Welcome back to hell. I mean, Texas.
And all I need is that's what's horrible. Like I moved back here, and Astroworld's gone, and
Yeah.
the Battleship Texas is gone, and I'm
Yeah.
like, man, what happened, man?
The little spaceship, the Starship spaceship that was on I-35 is gone. It's a McDonald's now. That was my favorite thing next to the Caterpillar.
Man, yeah,
I love
gone.
Virgo, the Caterpillar. It's my favorite. Yeah, it's gone. We still have the tower in Paris, though. I mean,
Yeah, and the San Jacinto Monument's still there. If you want to go all the way up to the top of that.
yeah. Oh, I mean, I guess.
And what are you going to look at now? They used to have a beautiful battleship there. And now it's
Yeah.
just a dock. What are you going to do
Ooh.
looking at a dock? Yay, look, kids, it's an empty dock.
What's up, Doc?
What's up, doc?
Have an existential talk with it? I don't know. Yeah, there's
and
things.
it's not going back there. It's going to stay in Galveston. So they took it to Galveston to completely remodel the hull because they'd been patching it for like the past 30 years.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a big hole. There's a big hole in the bottom of it, and it was either junk it or fix it. And Texas pennied up. The taxpayers paid with their wallets and said, "No, we want you to fix our girl."
Yeah.
So they towed it to Galveston. They didn't know if it'd make the trip or not, or just disintegrate on the way there. But luckily, it didn't disintegrate. So they're redoing the hull, and they're fixing everything, and they're going to have a new monument in Galveston just for that. So
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's nice that it's still here. It's just different. It's kind of you're like, eh.
yeah,
I mean, it's that way. It's that way here in Austin even. It was weird and there was cool stuff to do and different. It was just different. And now it's all weird and urban and like lofts everywhere and some of the fun unique stuff is gone. And it's like that was the whole point,
yeah,
you know. Like there used to be this one place called the Cathedral of Junk. And it literally was this guy had built an art installation out of like his house and stuff. And it was just random junk, but it was beautiful the way that he put these things together. And they like, oh, well, they zoned it out. Like it had been here for 20, 30 years, like forever.
yeah, and then gone.
Yeah. So,
Nope, stuff like that should be protected.
Exactly. Get him, Loki.
It's funny when I came back, I went down to South Houston where I grew up, and there was a little burger place across the street from the junior high I went to, which is where my dad taught history. That's still there. It still has the same bullet holes in the walls. and they're still open. And it's one of those things like I haven't been here in 20 years. I'm gonna have a burger.
Mhm.
It doesn't matter how bad the place looks. I went in and had a burger. Yeah, the last time I ate there was with my dad when my dad was still alive. So it's the little things like that. And the fact that you go by someplace and you're like, that is still, I can't believe that is still there. Of all the things that I would have never imagined. Because at 10 years old, you're not exactly interested in going to Magic Burger. You're like, why can't we go to McDonald's? Because this is better than McDonald's, kid. Better than McDonald's? And me and Daryl were talking about that last night. But then you have it, and you have those memories, and you're like, I want to go, I want to go get some Magic Burger, even if I have to drive an hour to get it. I'm go get some Magic Burger. Why not? Because it's still there. And those memories are still there. You can't help, when you walk in the door and to think about that. So
Mhm.
anyway, I'm getting sappy. I'm getting
No,
sappy, and this is supposed to
don't
be
get
about you,
sappy.
not about
No,
me.
no, I don't mind listening to you. I can go for it. It's your show. What do you mean it's supposed to be about me? No, it's
Snowed
on
Up
you, Sarah.
says Squeeka needs to come hang with us in June, and Daryl Derrick says Squeeka needs to come to Valhalla Con next year. So Valhalla Con will be October 26th and 27th. So it'll be 25th, 26th, and 27th. If you would like to come for a weekend, we would love to have you.
Oh,
We
but I
will be
mean,
in
I'd have
Dallas.
to make sure I got a new burlap sack for the occasion. Like, I'll do my best to be fully covered and presentable.
So as far as I know right now, Arwen is saying she'll be there. Arlena, I think, is going to be there. Mark, Mary, possibly Mexican Iron Man. Hopefully, Jolly shows up. Dave, Bob. There's going to be a couple people there we're going to hang out with. So we're going to do like a pants are optional, apparently.
Oh, no, I meant dressed like from head to toe, face covered. You only get to see my eyeballs.
Oh, don't do that.
I mean, I got cool eyeballs. That's the best part.
Polly, Daryl, Akimi Mara. Hopefully, we'll have a really good crowd of some really good people.
I mean, it sounds amazing, and I will certainly think about it. I am afraid of people. Like, it's one thing to get on here and talk, and I mean, but it's another to like, I don't know. I feel like it's easier. Oh, how do I explain this without sounding weird? Um, hmm. People usually don't have a permanence in my life, so when you're just a voice and y'all people are just voices, y'all mean a lot to me, but then when y'all go, it's okay. Like, it's okay if you're not real. But I think when one of the hardest parts is when you meet people in person, they become more to you. And um I'm not the kind of person that people hang around for. So I get scared around people because they're just going to leave. So it's easier to not go to these things because then you don't have that weird attachment. Sorry, that's really sappy.
No, no, no. No, no, that's sweet because you're like you don't want the fun to stop and you don't want the party to end.
It's not that. I have abandonment issues, to put it lightly. Um, and it's easier when people leave you if they're not real people in a way. Not that y'all aren't real. Does that, it's kind of like I said, it's
No,
not like
I
me,
get
but
it because you might feel like I'm the last one here and everybody's left. Like
kind of.
if we were hanging out somewhere and we all, one by one, slowly, went in for the night and you were the last one there, then you're alone. You feel like you're alone. I get it.
Kind of. I mean, I don't mind. Like, I'll hold down a fort until people leave. It's just, I mean, like, I've never, like I said, I just have abandonment issues. My mother left. My parents left. I don't have parents. Like, it's just, I don't want to be like that person that, oh yeah, I knew them for a year and they don't talk to me anymore. Does that make better sense? Like, I don't mind being the
Yes.
last one at a place. That's not the problem. I'll hold down a fort just to make sure that nobody feels lonely and alone. Like, I'll do that. I'm totes down for that. But I don't know. Real people scare me because they leave.
Yeah.
I
You get to know
mean,
somebody and then something happens and they stop talking or they get busy or they forget about you. To put it mildly. No, that's not putting into words as well as I could, but I get it.
but I'll consider it. Like, I'm trying to, that's one of the things I'm trying to work on is getting more out there. That's why I'm doing more YouTube stuff than I have in the past year, just because I kind of went into this little mouse hole, so to speak. But I'll think about it. It sounds like a good time.
You're more than welcome to come. We would love to have you. We're go-
Castle
I know.
threatened me. He said if he comes from Florida, I have to be there. So
Oh,
I mean,
Castle.
I've been threatened. Yes, Your Excellency. Will do.
You better be there. That's right.
But sorry for getting all sappy on your show.
No, don't apologize, please. Don't apologize. No, that's part of the, it's part of what we talk about sometimes. So that's great. That's great. I hope you guys have gotten to know Squeeka a little better. Because that's kind of the whole point of why we used to do these Women's of the Fandom. Let's get to know the women in the fandom, what they like, what they don't like, what they're like. And hopefully you guys have gotten to know Squeeka a little better. Thank you so much for agreeing to do this. I know when I asked, you were like, well, I work in the mornings and there's never going to be an opportunity where I can be there. I was like, well, if there ever is, if you're ever on vacation or you ever have a holiday, by all means, please, I would love to have you on in the morning. And you messaged me last week and were like, I will be available Wednesday if you would like to still have me. And I was like, yes, immediately. Yes.
I know. I'm taking a break from NaNoWriMo. I've got to get my 50,000 words in. Oh.
So thank you. I really do appreciate it. And I know all the chat does too.
Well, I really appreciate you having me on here. I do. Next time it'll be funnier. By golly. Tell you about my Legion of Snowmen. It'll be funnier. Sing the alphabet to you backwards.
And the cheese life.
Not the blue cheese or the brie, though. That'll kill me.
Ugh. No blue cheese. No blue I'm sorry. I can't eat a cheese that grows mold on it.
All cheese has mold in it. It's how cheese is made.
I don't want to see it.
It's
I'll stick with my cheddar. Thank you.
Yeah, cheddar's the best.
Smoked cheddar. Smoked cheddar from Woody's Smokehouse.
I like the older, 45. The better. Aged cheddar.
Yes. Yeah, because it gets crumbly. It's crumbly cheddar. Oh.
Now I need to go have some cheese.
We're going to have some cheese, guys. Thank you so much for being here. We will be back tomorrow morning with what we are thankful for. Huge thank you to everybody out there. You guys are absolutely great. Thank you for being here. Thank you for hanging out with me and Squeeka this morning. And thank you for all your wonderful comments. You guys do make a difference.
Thank you all. Thanks for having me here, Loki. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Guys, take care. Be excellent to each other. Always speak friend to enter. And don't miss Mockney Draws coming up right after this. Have a great one, everybody.
tremendous. Like, comment, and subscribe, and hammer that notification bell.